This is a slime mold, the subject of our research. For the last couple of weeks, we have been growing this supernatural ancient entity that now we will be calling X. X is a nomadic organism known as Physarum polycephalum, literally the many-headed slime. His membrane constricts and relaxes, keeping the cytoplasm within it flowing efficiently towards vital nutrients. It does so without having a centralized brain or a nervous system. This single-celled organism thrives in the dark, sensing the world in ways we can't even perceive. Mold is an unsuitable name for this organism, as it is in fact a single amoeboid supercell that consists of a swarm of other small cells growing through a shared blob, like faces carried along in a crowd. The trail that the slime mold leaves behind serves as a sort of external memory, reminding the slime mold where it has already been, optimizing efficiency in its continuous search for food. X also imparts the collective with signals that proliferate through a swarm of interconnected individuals, becoming far more powerful than any other member of the group. X is able to make complex decisions and learn from its experiences. It can also find its way through complex mazes and easily linking disparate points in the most efficient network. The spatial memory of X works by physical marking of the space that is being remembered. Its intrinsic algorithm has been used by scientists to model and improve roads and subway systems by putting oatmeal flakes on the points that they are trying to connect, a process for which humans typically need equations or computational aids. This little yellow blob, so alien to us in appearance, shares with us some important attributes. Like us, it prefers some things and dislikes others, makes choices, and acts according to what it needs. But it turns out that X is also capable of acting irrationally, which reveals a glint of subjectivity, able to perceive the environment beyond mechanical reactions, but also through feelings, reaching an ultimate embodiment. Does this fact actually qualify X as having a conscious mind? We will probably never know the answer to this, but one can try to perform a thought experiment of imagining what it might be like to think as X does. Even though we usually think of learning as a trait that is limited to organisms with brains and nervous systems, the behavior of the Physarum raises the question of how learning developed through human evolution, and whether we need to widen our definition of intelligence to include non-humans or even non-individuals as well. In contrast with the singularity of human consciousness, a primitive, organic being like the slime mold seems to offer an entry point to understand the way many brains work in a symphony. Similar to the symbiotic relationship between trees, plants, and fungi, we could begin to think about ourselves in the plural. Like the bacteria in our guts, that extensively affect our moods, suggest that the perception we have about our senses is heavily mediated by other organisms, and in extension, we also experience things intersubjectively without being conscious of it. Following the trail of the slime mold and decentralizing human action in the living and thinking might offer a vast range of opportunities and valid exchanges with unfamiliar organic beings like X that, unlike us, are probably better equipped to make the next evolutionary steps and even survive in outer space. All things considered, we might have to become more like X and less like what we already are. We could transmit the teachings of X to those immediately around us, who then pass them on to others and others again to form a collective superorganism. Perhaps this will also broaden our perception of inclusiveness in our social environment. It is said that universality requires collectivity, as well as empathy with those we have apparently nothing in common with. To be a one at all, you must be a many, and that's not a metaphor.